Welcome back to our St. Louis Blues rebuild in Franchise Hockey Manager 11. With 10 games remaining in the season, we find ourselves comfortably in first place in the division with 100 points, 48 wins, 20 losses, and 4 overtime losses. In terms of league, though, it looks like we're tied with the Red Wings. We just have that one game at hand, so that can mean everything. 270 goals for, 182 against, an 88 difference, which is pretty good. 26-9-1. At home, and then 22-11-3 away. A 2-2 record for shutouts. So, or shootouts, not too bad, but we did make some crazy trades. In case you're wondering, we did actually get Darlene, and we'll show you how much it ended up costing us. So obviously we got Allen earlier on in the season. We ended up having to give up Batigue and Waldman and the rights to Richard, a third and a fourth. With that, we then ended up getting Darlene. We gave up Osgood, Allen, and Vic in a first. So not too bad. We kind of had to give up these players just to make the cap work. But then we found we still had money left over, so we ended up reaching out and getting Thomas for a right wing, Krzoska, who's probably not going to end up playing for us anyways, a 6th rounder and a 7th rounder. So pretty much just a cap dump on their end. We'll look at all the intangibles after. So yeah, we'll look at how Wallman's actually doing. So he's playing the AHL. He hasn't really played that much in the NHL. So we didn't really lose that one. Batigue as well, kind of the same thing. Yeah, just playing the AHL, hasn't quite broken into the NHL, so that was a pretty good trade. Obviously, we had them eat half his salary anyways. That's kind of what we do no matter what. And then same thing with Darlene. We end up getting them to eat half his salary for 5 years. So, I mean, I don't think we're going to really have to worry about that anyways, but $4.5 million is pretty good no matter what age he is. We did bring in Thomas, and they're eating half his salary as well. We were one of their the exceptions, so not too bad. $3.5 million. We did kind of try and make it work a little bit. We're very close to the cap. I'll show you what we are next season. He was our former captain. We decided to bring him back for one last ride. He is grading around a 65 amongst 5 games. So not bad at all. He didn't get his number. It kind of reversed though. He got 81 because someone probably has that at that number right now. But look at the annual finances. This is where it gets tricky. We managed to figure it out for this year, but next year is going to be crazy. So no matter what happens this year, we're going to have to play next year just to kind of show how we're able to navigate that 25 million next year, and then kind of see if we've actually managed to rebuild them or just make them terrible for the next couple seasons. So looking at it now, yeah, obviously just looking outside in, we might have to look at Olsen parting ways. Even Hagens as well could potentially go. Yeah, someone like Meager is stepping off. Decent, only 1.5, so it's not going to cost us that much. Obviously, someone like Janu is going to be a priority to stay. Cool as well could be on the block, but also we might, if he doesn't retire this year, we might end up allowing him to be bought out as well. So I'll take that hit all day long. Defense though, not bad, being only the 4th most expensive defender. Watson now gets a pay raise next year, so we might have to look at getting rid of maybe Bieber or Plaxton to kind of accommodate that. So one of the two could be on their last season with us. I mean, I do like Bieber's 17 defense. So Plaxton could be the one that ends up having to go, but Bieber does cost a little bit more. Obviously, Augustin won't end up going. He has 41 wins again this season. Only going to add to that as well. We do face off against New York, so we'll have to see if we can manage to keep things going. We'll look at all the stats at the end of the season, kind of how we do. We end up losing 4-0. We've actually gone on kind of a skid here, and yeah, we've lost our last 4. So since we got Darlene in the lineup and parted ways with other players, we have suffered a little bit of a setback. I do think we're guaranteed to finish top in our division anyways, but obviously top of the league still out for grabs. And like I said, I'm just hoping that we don't end up getting any serious injuries over the next little while. We now turn it around, get at least a win there. Hoggins, Bieber, and Stutzel end up scoring there. So 102, we're one shy of 50. Could even be our best season so far. Orchovsky doing pretty good though. This, I think we end up having him at some point. Day to day, that's fine with me. Like I said, as long as nothing crazy ends up happening. But I do want to kind of take a look at Orchovsky, see how well he's actually doing. 914 save percentage. So what did we traded him away. We got Dickinson, so yeah, I think we did well, and we got Bakersfield and Schneider, so I think we did pretty well for that one. We did give up a first rounder. Who was it? Croson? Yeah, I think we kind of won this one. I think we got better value with the other pick anyway, so I did at least win that one, so I don't mind that. But obviously you kind of have to take a gamble on a lot of things. I'm finding like a lot of our risks aren't necessarily all paying off, but some of them do. Aaron gets a goal there, Frondel and Dupont, but ultimately losing that one. Artemonov, geez, haven't seen that name in a while. Where does he bounce around to? We've had him for a while. He's been kind of a regular for the Flames, but kind of bumping up and down between NHL and AHL. Couldn't quite hit the heights that we hoped that he would have with us, so it's nice to see that he's still managing to do it, even in the Western, but still hasn't probably won anything. I do think that who's the Rangers? I do think that Thomas already ended up winning a cup with the Rangers last season against us, so I find that kind of funny that now he's back with us. And let's see, can we get it? We do win 8-3 there, so that's a good start there. Stutzel, Kuhl, and Olsen and Kuhl all in the first, and then Stutzel and Dahlin in the second, and then Kuhl and Aaron score there. I think Kuhl gets a hat trick there. Not too bad. Stutzel with 2 and 1. So it does put us up to 50. So I find it's always a success when you end up hitting 50 wins. We're still tied with Red Wings there, and Stepanov could be back sooner rather than later. So nice to see that. Do have 2 divisional matchups here, both away from home though. And 5-2 win. That's where I like to see Meager, Spanberg, and Stutzel, and then Kuhl and Frondel end up scoring. Frondel hasn't really been as dominant as what I was hoping. There's only around a handful left games, so only around 5 left. Could be the best, most wins that we end up getting in a season though. But obviously, Red Wings playing that little bit more than what we have. I feel as though we're gonna butcher the ending of the season. Just a guess. Facing off against Winnipeg, and 4-3 win, not bad. I'm okay with the overtime as well. Kuhl, Frondel, and Hagen scores, and then Kuhl ends up scoring in overtime. So not bad. He did hear that his name could be on the chopping block next season, so it's nice to see that he manages to show up. We do face off against Predators, which, like I said, terrible teams have always been our demise. I'm considering even starting our backup just because I think it's already a foregone conclusion whether or not we're going to win or not. It does give Augustin a decent opportunity to rest. Kind of want to see how many games he's played so far to really match that, because I feel as though you can definitely overplay your goalies for sure. I've done that in previous ones. And Hans Jacob looking like he's doing pretty well. 21 points in 46 games is pretty good for that. Well, so any surprises is a question. Appleby looking like he's pretty good. 88 points in 60 games. He's already at a 14 in offense. Stewart, he already looks like he's better than Stewart. Aaron's defensive read. Spanberg still improving. Speed is improving at 24 still. That's crazy. Ivanov looking like he can be coming for us next season. So a right D, that would mean that Watson could be expendable if we need it. But obviously being our second best right D, yeah, he's still a little bit off. We do have McGuffin who could play. So if we get rid of Bieber, feels that we can still get McGuffin. We do have Dahlin who's going to log most of the left minutes there. So yeah, we can definitely get rid of at least one maybe even both, expensive contracts if we have to. Only if we get something better in return, I find. So we'll end up, yeah, we'll look at our goalies. Reinhold's played 12, so roughly around on par with how much he's played through the season. I don't really care if we get home ice advantage against Red Wings, so it is what it is. We do win anyways. So Dahlin with his 12th, and Spangberg with the 29th. Dahlin then scores his 13th, and Zalesny with his 22nd. So, like I said, 3 games left, and yeah, I don't think it really matters. If we face off against Red Wings, I highly doubt that it's going to matter who gets Game 7. I think it's going to be decided way earlier than that. I will, in fact, eat my words if I'm wrong. Kind of weird that it's going to end in oh no, it's not going to end in a back-to-back, but a back-to-back so close to the end is kind of weird. Aaron also injured now, but looks like Stepanov is going to be back for that. Yeah, Aaron's going to sit this one out. This will be interesting. This could be a matchup later. 4-1 away from home, that is important. Latorno, Spangberg, and Hagens and Meager end up scoring there. Spangberg now hurt. Not ideal. Severe calf laceration. I mean, he can still play though. But severe calf laceration, that seems kind of excessive. But facing off now against San Jose, let's see if we can manage to get things done. Feels like he's going to be able to play every second game. 4-1 win there. Watson scores, and Stutzel cool, and then Stutzel once again. 4-1 win there. Watson and Stepanov now hurt. Stepanov just came back from injury. That is absolute BS. How does he get... Let's look at it. Let's just look at this season. 4 days. Serious hand cut. Yeah, he's been injured almost the whole season. This is ridiculous, actually. Yeah, hand laceration for 12 days. Muscle strain 6 days. 12 days serious facial. 4 days for bruised hand, and then now 27 days. That's ridiculous. Come on, like, figure it out. And then torn UCL. I'm not happy right now. That is ridiculous. Like, just dirty poor. I don't like that kind of stuff. It keeps happening. It's never gonna end. I don't know. I don't even know what to say at this point. It's starting to get to the point where it's getting extremely frustrating. I almost don't even want to play it because, like, it happens so impact. Like, there's only 2 games left and we have a torn UCL. We've been decent all season, and then all of a sudden that happens. So, explain to me that. Explain to me how we end up losing tons of players that won't be able to play most of this postseason. 7-1 loss, yeah, figures. The only goal was Martoni. Yeah, so not happy about that. We do finish with 114, so we still get top spot, but it came obviously at a price. The 55 wins is the best that we've had so far, and even though we went in all in this year, kind of frustrating that it could all not matter now, just because we end up having some injuries again. But I think our team's good enough that we should be able to kind of dig deep and still manage to put on a good show. But it's kind of frustrating. Again, Vezina snub. Like, come on. We have the most wins. That should factor into that. Not just save percentage. Let's look at them. Hue, one of the players that we got rid of. I mean, 915 save percentage, sure. Jeffrey Chan, only 38 wins. Like, come on. What are we doing here? 40 wins, 916. So I understand that save percentage is important, but obviously wins should matter too. Dupont could be nominated there. Obviously no youngsters there. No executive, obviously, either. Yeah, nothing. So best record in the league, not even nominated. Let's be real here. In terms of the league, though, We do finish first, and Panthers finished top. We did trade away that pick, though. But it is nice to see Boston towards the bottom. So that pick could be decent. I mean, I think we can only really go down to probably the third worst, but I mean, crazier things have happened, so we'll have to obviously monitor that. Looking at stats, though, for the season, obviously minus the injureds, 84 for Stutzel. Martoni with 72. That is his best so far by a lot. 72 for Martoni. He earned every single dollar that we're paying him. Huggins with 67, and then Spangberg with 65. Dupont with 58, and Zalesny with 55. Frondell with 55, so a little bit better than what he's done in the previous seasons. And I mean, Thomas still did well though. He 47 points on the Rangers. He ended up getting 7 for us. Darlene with 14 points in 20 games is pretty good too. And then Aaron's also with 45. Cool still doing 42 is pretty good. Now goalie stats. Reinhold 934 save percentage. That is insane. We could turn to him if we need to. 46, 20, and 4. 256 goals against, but a 177 is insane. Reinhold 12 games, 9-3 and 0. That's wild. That's actually like elite level. I don't think I've seen a stat line that good. 177 is insane. We do face off against Edmonton. Kind of a bummer, if I'm being honest. I would rather play anyone else. So we played them 3 games. We lost 1, 2, and 3. We lost all of them. This is not good. This is going to be rough. So game 1 at home, we lose 4-1. We're going to lose. We did so well with acquisitions. We're going to end up losing the first round. There's not much you can do. Ultimately, I do think that this series has maybe been a little bit lackluster, a little bit of a failure. So, kind of sucks. Game 2. Again, we lose 3-2 again. Both games at home, we end up losing. I'm not even going to look at who scores because, like, ultimately, I am a little bit frustrated for sure. I think you can kind of tell at this point. Just so many injuries is so insane. So game 3, we lose 6-3. Go figure. Dupont, Huggins, and Darlene. But I do think next season is going to be the last season that we have for St. Louis Blues. We do well in the season. We just do terrible in the playoffs. As it is, we're on the brink of getting swept here. Like I said, all our good players injured. We do win that one, 3-1. Stutzel, Martoni, and Aaron end up scoring there. So at least we don't get swept, but still, like, they're not even on our level here, and we're going to get smoked. So pretty upsetting all around. Like I said, losing your top 4 players of your team is pretty disappointing. What is it, game 5 now? We do win back-to-back there. Petrie scores, Frondell, Dupont and Cool score there, and then Martoni and Aaron gets 2 there. So not bad. Aaron with 2 goals and 3 assists is pretty insane. So 8-5, it's still 3-2. We do have to win in Edmonton and then win at home. So Lesney now hurt as well. Yeah. Tell me something I didn't know. So now everyone's hurt. Stutzel's hurt. He's at a 65. Spangberg's at a... This is ridiculous. Alright. Can we manage to win this despite all that? No, we don't. I didn't think we were going to. Olsen scores, Hagen scores, and ultimately I'm pretty pissed off. Like, it's just ridiculous. So many injuries, like 4-2 loss. And yeah, at this point, it's doesn't get easier. Tampa Bay ends up winning. Philly ends up winning as well. Surprising to see Columbus trading away everyone, though. But I'm already thinking of next season, and I'm already thinking that this team's not going to be nearly as good as what it was going into the postseason. So the fact that we couldn't even get out of the first round is insane. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm at a loss here. Colorado facing off against Edmonton already 1-0. I feel as though we would have killed Colorado, though. Like, we would have just mollywopped them for sure. But obviously, Edmonton ends up beating us, so crazy. San Jose and Vegas, and then Florida and Philly, and New York and Tampa. Let's see who ends up winning this postseason. Philly up 1-0, San Jose up 1-0. I think we would have won this whole thing, if I'm being honest. And that Thomas obviously losing his acceleration. That's still, yeah, I don't even know what to say. Did have 6 million in cap, but 25 million next year is gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough to let go. Like, I'm gonna have to do it very early on, because it's gonna be hard to monitor after tons of players end up coming onto your team. So like, as soon as this off season's done, I'm gonna have to be basically wheeling and dealing. We'll probably get, I'm sure we'll get picks and stuff like that, but I'll have to look at who else is available. I don't like any of these players. Let's go Bobby Smith. I'm guessing Bobby Smith played for us. 2-0 for Philly, 2-0 for San Jose. Tampa 2-1 still, and 3-0 for them. Philly 3-0, and Colorado sweeps them. Yeah, I think we would have beat Colorado, and we would have beat them in the same fashion. Philly 4-0, 3-2 for Tampa, and 2-2. Stepanov now back. And we're going to bring back, I mean, he's still going to be out. He's going to be out the whole next season. 198 days. Yeah, he's going to be out the whole season. So at least that fixes one of the problems. Luke Misa. It would be nice to see him do well too. 3-3 and Rangers end up winning. As soon as I say that, Rangers ends up knocking him out. 4-3 San Jose, so Colorado and San Jose and Philly and Rangers. Both teams, I manage most of these. Colorado's going to probably make easy work of them. And I feel as though our path would have been even easier. 1-1 for that series. 3-0 for Rangers. Rangers just making it look easy. 2-1 and 3-1 now. 3-1 for San Jose, and New York could win back-to-back, which would be crazy. 3-2 for San Jose. Can they tie it up? 3-3, so let's see if Colorado can make it. And San Jose makes it. So both the teams we've managed, so I'm okay with either. San Jose should win, though. But I think both teams are still stacked anyways. Ultimately, this season's been kind of disappointment as to how you end it, though. San Jose up 2-0. And like I said, like I don't even know who ended up off-ice incident as well. Another thing that I don't like either, because those happen way too frequently too. I think those would be things that I change about the game, is less harmony issues, because it's not that common that there's something that happens every single season. It's not like it's Jersey Shore or anything like that, or Geordie Shore or whatever. But it seems like there's always drama that they're trying to inflict into it when it's not necessarily that prevalent. Like, at least have it so like someone slept with someone's wife, and that's one of the reasons why they're pissed off and they request a trade. Like, something that you actually have to get rid of someone, I'd be okay with. So, yeah, do that, because I'd much rather have to trade someone against my will, or pick between two players, than have to do that. Just because right now it's just like you just click the harmony thing and then it's fine. But even if you end up having players pick sides and stuff like that, and you kind of have to appease, that'd be better. San Jose wins the Stanley Cup for the first time in franchise history, 4-1, and I'm left thinking we could have done it. Preston, Macklin, and Gibbons all doing pretty well there. So, looking at this team, we're gonna have to make quick decisions. But Thomas, I'm hoping retires, but we might have to buy him out as well, or just trade him away. Most likely buy him out. I feel as though he should retire as a Blue. And Martoni only asking for a little bit more, so we're obviously going to keep him. Frondell, 67 grade. We'll have to look at their playoff stats now. But like I said, difficult decisions that we're going to have to make. It all depends on also who's available free agency. Because like I said, if I can trade away even Frondell for someone that ends up making half as much or eating half their salary, I'll do that all day. But we're going to have to kind of wheel and deal as much as possible because I'm not going to lose those trades. So looking at summary, I don't know why I paused there for a second. So in this postseason, Aaron's ended up getting 7 points in 4 games. That's pretty good. If he was healthy, like what could that have been, right? Cool with 7, Dupont with 5, Hoggins with 5, Frondell with 5, and Martoni with only 4, not playing in the big games. Thomas also with 4. Stutzel played 6 games, 2 points. That is where it is. 2 points. Aaron Olson only grading at 57. He's gone. There's no way. I'm not going to keep him. That just showed me everything I need to know. Letourneau seemed like a decent project that we end up having. He graded a little bit worse this year, playing significantly last time. So, again, his salary could be one of those expendables as well. It all also depends on depth chart. We'll look at that. I mean, center is not necessarily the one that we're flux with. Like, I mean, Stewart could play as well. I mean, I don't think you need like a 4-star fourth line center. So yeah, Meager can definitely play the third line. I mean, 26 points seems kind of low, but I mean, making small improvements, I guess. But we'll leave it at that. Still a lot of cap for next year that we end up having to facilitate. Even Petrie, that 1 million could be too much. He only plays 16 games. Might want to get someone like Dobson or even Patterson. But ultimately, I think next year is the last year. Taking a look at our career stats, though, we will finish above 500 wins. Like I said, ultimately, kind of a disappointing series. Hopefully, you guys stuck with it. Unfortunately, next year is probably going to be our last year, and hopefully can manage to get the win finally. But we're going to go balls to the wall for sure to try and make that happen. So hopefully you guys like this series. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll probably do another series of another NHL team as well. Probably in a little bit, though. We're going to probably end up jumping around and doing like an either OHL, NCAA, or even European team as well. But we'll do some challenges. Like I said, last season, probably only a handful of episodes left. So hopefully you guys like this. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and thank you for watching. Until next time.